Okay, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today's video for Orb of the Movements of the Earth, episode 19. Last episode was so good. The philosophical debate between Draka's hate for the idea of fate and down to its fundamental level of death at every human's fate at the end of the day, and Schmidt's philosophy that he follows the god's fate that is set out before him that he cannot understand, and he will accept whatever happens to him as God's fate. And I just really loved the debate the two of them had. I thought it was fucking incredible. And then at the end of the episode, the goat herself, JOLENTA, showed back up, so I'm very excited to see where all of that is going to take us. But we're gonna, yeah, I really have no idea. I'm assuming meeting JOLENTA means we're probably gonna run into NOWAK as well, so I'm excited. But per usual, feel free to check out the Patreon and Discord links are in the description below. As far as the Discord goes, we talk about current anime, past anime, current manga, past manga, and have non-anime conversations as well. And as far as the Patreon goes, you get exclusives and uncuts to all my reactions, so feel free to check out either of those of your own will. Now, without further ado, let's hop straight into Orb on the Movements of the Earth, episode 19. The goat herself. Did she get that tooth? She's still missing the tooth. Wow. So she never got anything put in there. Burned.
その通りです。よろしく。ではドゥラカさん、ちょっと来て。
It's interesting to see a more matured version of JOLENTA. Like, I mean, the last time we saw her, she was a literal child. She was 14. She was incredibly smart, but she was still childish and naive in the way things work. So it's going to be very interesting to see the dichotomy between her then and how she is now, clearly knowing that there's a lot going on behind the scenes here. Is it the next day now? It looks like it's daylight out, and... Oh, shit. Is that a person? What the fuck? Someone threw a person down like a well? He passed out just from that? Were they torturing somebody? It seems like they might have been torturing somebody. Also, that's not a well, that's just like a lake. I've tried all that.
200年前、熱心な修道士が正しい道を説いたとき、同じ頃、法王の使節が殺される事件まで起きた。
That's 200 years ago.
歴史を見たまえ。
Yeah.
もっと昔、500年前には大司教が魔女の嫌疑をかけられたものを集団暴行から救っているし、呪術師でありながら法王の地位についた例も。
Those accused of heresy or sorcery with moderation. Yeah, they didn't just torture him to death. They tortured them enough to make them reveal information, and then they gave him a chance to recant, as long as they hadn't, you know, done what Owen Badeni did and straight up killed people. To defend the faith. Interesting. This guy very much believes what he's doing is just, the way that he's torturing these heretics. Can I be changing the world for the better? You know what you're doing? In my opinion, you might end up torturing and killing the person in question. Better to die defending the church. Did he just spit on him? I think he just spit on him, but right as he was saying, there could be no salvation built on terror and torture. Love those with different beliefs. And I think he spit on him, or flicked water at him or something. Inquisition chamber was attacked. Probably Schmidt and his... Oh, it was Schmidt and his people blowing up the place to get the book. That's what it was. It was found in an abandoned church. That's interesting. So they found it... Oh. Was the church that Badeni's buddy was at? Because the whole is it my turn thing. What, did he leave it in his church because he wrote down probably all of what was on the back, tattooed on the back of the beggars' heads, and that ended up being O's book, and he probably left it in the church that he was in, and maybe that church got abandoned at some point. Yeah. Yeah, it's been so long. Pototsuki is most definitely dead at this point, sadly. It's been so long. Only citizen with no relation lives at the address now. And he recanted, but his child, not child, but basically his son, who he treated like a son, Rafal, was killed or killed himself. People adopted. So, damn. It was my case. Really? Two young men from the village. They died 25 years. Is this NOWAK? No way. His hair's like a totally different color. I don't think this is him. But he's saying he was on the case. Because two young men from the village talking about O and Badeni. Is this NOWAK? In cosmology for the because Antony's whole plan was to get Jolenta outed as a heretic and then make NOWAK lose his position. I don't know. But maybe I think this was the guy who was helping NOWAK, right? Because if you go to the first OP, when NOWAK walks by, this guy's walking by him. This is the guy that helped him. This was his like main second-hand man. Finding someone well-versed in cosmology for the investigation. Is he gonna ask NOWAK? Ooh, still got that. Oh, there he is. A certain former Inquisitor. Damn, and he's just stabbing it. He probably can't forgive like heliocentrism for taking his daughter. Or maybe he knows the plot at this point done by Antony, and so maybe that's not what he's mad about. Oh, he's drunk. He's back, and a lot older. He is much older. I mean, at this point, NOWAK's got to be, damn, 60s, maybe nearing 70. And he fell asleep! Yikes, so he's just become a big drunk after his daughter disappeared and he lost his position. Well, he thinks she's dead. You damn. Since he owes me for back then. Oh! So Damien still employs NOWAK, really? So, NOWAK lost his big Inquisitor position because of Antony and the plot with Jolenta. He lost his position, but then Damien picked him up and has been employing him since. I earn money without working? Really? So basically, Damien just pays him, and NOWAK doesn't work at all. He just gets drunk all day. Yeah, someone who won't buy me a drink. Whose life was ruined by heliocentrism. Damn, they refuse to blame the church. So they don't know that Antony was behind the plot, seemingly, but they just refuse to blame the church for the reason that this man's life has been ruined. They just are like, oh, yeah, heliocentrism ruined his life. Oh god. He got quiet real quick. That's impossible. He stabbed right into that ball. Yikes. NOWAK is a little worse for wear. Damn. But your daughter is not dead. They lied to you. The enemies are resilient. The fact that 35 years later, he's still strongly remembers Rafal's words. Like, that's insane how much of an impact this one 12-year-old kid had on him. So what? Ooh, he's come out. Damn, Novak locked in so quickly. Holy shit. But we believe it's a woman. And he doesn't even, he has no idea that it's his. Oh, I cannot wait for the reveal that it's Jolenta. And he doesn't know that she was tortured and her tooth got ripped out. Because it's O's book. Because Novak believes that they burned all of Owen Badeni's research. He 100% believes that they burned every bit of research they had remaining, but they didn't account for tattooing the information on the back of some beggars' heads for Badeni's friend to miraculously decide he wants to write all of it down in a book and leave it for someone to find. Like, it's like Badeni said back in that episode 14, the odds of their plan working and heliocentrism being passed on was so slim, but it just happened to work out. Yep, and Novak is just as intelligent as he always was. But a means to an end. It's both to, in my opinion, at least from everything that I understand, Jolenta's goal is to publish this book, like widespread publish it, so the idea of heliocentrism spreads around, which will then, as a sort of domino effect, bring about a massive distrust in the church orthodoxy. Mm-hmm. Yep. Well aware of the latest technology. Damn, even Novak, who isn't an Inquisitor anymore and just freeloads off Damien's money, still is just locked in on everything going on. It's always used for evil first. That's a bar, because I feel like, I don't know if I'd say that's necessarily innately true today, but like, you got things like AI, which has its good uses, but also has overwhelmingly negative uses as well with the more it develops. Big time, yup. Damn.
ご協力感謝します。すみませんが、過去にいろいろあったと聞いて侮ってました。でもこうやって異端を打倒するために立ち上がってくれて。彼らは操られて。They're merely being manipulated. Ooh. That I can't believe that's exactly what I said earlier. He hates heliocentrism. He doesn't hate the heretics. He doesn't hate anything because he believes his own daughter was framed. Or he didn't even know she was framed. He just believes she was possibly a heretic, and they found out about it. Like, I love the idea that he thinks they're all victims being led astray by an idea that can bring them no good, but it can only harm them and lead to their deaths in the end. And so he literally calls them victims. I love that, because if you go back to his conversation with Owen Badeni, he didn't understand heretics. It was something he literally couldn't understand in all the above, but now he's come to the conclusion that this idea, this heliocentrism, this freedom that O spoke about to him is leading them astray. It's leading them to be victims. It's my fate. Damn, dude, this is fucking crazy. They holding a knight sword to her neck? Shit. Jolenta's scary as shit, man. Holy. What is that book to you? 20% of the profits.
Dude, this Yolenta is intimidating as shit. Holy. Yes, it is what Draka needs to attempt to defy her fate. Mm-hmm. Damn, so she's quite angry that a book that was written by O got, well, it's technically written by O, but you know, it was written by O, but rewritten by Denny's friend. In a fever from surprise. I mean, it's been 25 years, so... This is picking up, man. You can still see the stars. She's gonna drag Draka into the ideal of heliocentrism. What a beautiful scene there. How much more research has she done on heliocentrism as an idea? Has she done like significantly more research? When do you think was the last time Saturn was at these coordinates? 30 years ago. My passion was geometry. And her life changed for forever. Oh shit! So we're kind of seeing what happened to Yolenta during this 25-year time skip. Killed someone for the first time. She's 39 now, holy shit, which means NOWAK is probably, yeah, I would give him probably about 60. Because I mean, he's like, that would mean he was like 21 whenever he had Yolenta. And people during this age had children young, so he might be even younger than that. He might be like late 50s. Late 50s, early 50s, you never know. Completed that 30-year circuit to wrap around. Oh wow, this is before we discovered other planets. Yeah, no, this is before we discovered Uranus and Neptune. Yeah, and then Pluto as well, but you know, some people don't like Pluto very much. But yeah, on the other side of Saturn, you got Uranus and Neptune. This is before. That's kind of cool that we haven't discovered these yet, obviously, at this time. Proceeding accurately and logically gives you a peek at God's greatness. Very interesting, because Draka doesn't believe in God at all. So I'm very curious what Yolenta is going to think of that. Damn, she has the same eyes and eyebrows as NOWAK. I'm desperately trying to share how it inspires me. I guess because she wants to inspire you too. Who has read that book? It's interesting because couldn't Yolenta realistically write her own book? She has all the knowledge. It's not like a situation where since we burned all the records, I kind of didn't even think about this. Like, we burned all the records for heliocentrism and stuff, but Yolenta was a huge part in getting them in the first place. She could have done her own research and figured out how heliocentrism worked and whatnot. She obviously kind of knows, because she knows how Saturn operates. Like, I feel like she could maybe write her own book, but the reason she wants O's book is specifically because of the way it's written, maybe? I guess you want to publish a book that's easy to understand and digest. And obviously she probably wants to publish it in her friend's, like, name. Like, in O's name is like an homage to him, because of what they did and all of that when she was younger. But yeah, she kept that knowledge. It's not like she suddenly forgot all that knowledge. And even if Denny was the one who eventually perfected the heliocentrism, well, not even perfected per se, but got the heliocentrism model down and was going to write a treatise for it, because by that point we basically stopped associating with Yolenta, or at least anything that we saw on screen. I believe O was maybe going for like to be taught how to write and read and things like that with Yolenta. But I don't think Denny and Yolenta had like any contact, but she still had that knowledge. You and I have crossed paths. Is that something to be proud of? Ooh, I love that. The freedom and life the church stole from me. Should be overthrown, yeah. She wants to overthrow
何も宗教だけじゃないですか。違うと言いたいけど、その通りかも。殺した。
Wow.
縦に暴力は加速し、
When truth is your shield, violence can definitely accelerate. That is such a bar. What the fuck, dude? The more truth you're trying to spread, be it heliocentrism or anything else against a church who doesn't like new ideas coming in and out, violence is gonna happen. More and more so the more popular your ideas get and the more you try to spread them. Blind faith in the authority of heliocentrism.
ある種それは必然。何かを前提にしないと論理を立てられない。
Logical thinking requires a set of assumptions. I guess it makes sense whenever you want to think of something logically, you have a set of assumptions that are already in place before you can begin thinking those logical thoughts. It's if you have no base assumptions, how do you know you're thinking logically within the realm? Because there's no assumptions to think logically on. If there's no assumptions, then there's no such thing as logic. You have to have some set of base assumptions, such as, let's think, rules, morality, things like that, before you can start thinking about what the logical decision is within those assumptions you've created, and those eventually become authority.
そういう状況下で駆動した情熱が暴走とも言える奇跡を経て、時には醜い悲劇を。
Grotesque tragedies.
私の目的地には自由があると信じて。
She's adopted the same thought process as O. O believed that through heliocentrism he could attain freedom, and Jolenta has very much taken up that helm and ideology all the same.
自由の定義は
How do you define freedom? The ability to ask that. Oh, that's so good. That is such a good response. Holy shit. What an incredible response to that question. What do you define freedom as? The ability to ask what that freedom is. If you have the ability to ask and define what freedom is, you're free. Damn. Damn, that was such a good conversation. Holy shit, that was so good. 2 episodes back to back, some intense ideological debates between both Draka and Schmidt, and then Draka and Jolenta there. That's so good. Oh my god. Holy shit, man. Is that our next stop? It's a good question. Where are we headed next? So you can print your own stuff? Yeah, because then Draka can just print whatever the hell she wants. I think they forgot that Jolenta's missing a tooth for that scene there. Her teeth were perfect. Now we're gonna start writing the book. I want to reunite with my old friend. She begins writing. What did she hear there at the beginning? Aww. My heart, man. Oh, no. Damn. They spent all night writing. I was right. What a callback to the conversation she had with O about reading and writing and how it's a miracle. Like I did. That whole conversation was incredible. You should value those feelings too. Ooh. Keep wandering. This OST is so good. What the fuck? Oh, Ruchu Zielu? Someone's got to tell me what that means, because I don't even know if I'm reading that right, to be honest. I just love that conversation there, because, I mean, yeah, you can get so steadfast in your convictions that it becomes a limitation on what you can do, what you believe in, what you can do with your life. If you're so hooked on, like, Draka is so hooked on her conviction of getting money to defy her fate that she refuses to believe anything else or get involved in anything else other than getting the money she needs for her conviction. And it's like Jolenta said, you'll end up like me. Jolenta has devoted her entire life to this one conviction she has for heliocentrism. I just love to keep wandering, keep finding more things to possibly add to your convictions. You don't have to disregard one, but don't get so hooked on one that you can't find anything else in life. Damn, this show's so good! Fuck me! Oh my god, I feel like I'm ending every single one of these episodes saying that, but it's just so good. It's so good. Oh man, I mean, like, seriously. This show is, like, it's so fucking incredible. I don't think I have too much to add here. I love Jolenta and Draka's conversation there. I love how NOWAK is getting back involved. I am super anticipating NOWAK realizing the liberation leader here is his daughter, and that she was never actually killed. I'm curious if NOWAK is going to get involved with heliocentrism after he realizes the corruptness within the church, because it seems NOWAK still has no idea that Antony was the one behind the plot to get rid of Jolenta and to get rid of Jolenta so they could get rid of NOWAK. He has no idea about that plot, so I'm curious how he would react when he finds out about the plot possibly, but even Jolenta doesn't know about it either. Jolenta has no idea. She just got put on a horse and sent away, so crazy shit. Finding out that Jolenta has killed people. I mean, she's freed heretics, all the above. She's done so much in the time since we last saw her. I mean, just absolutely crazy shit going on. And yeah, we're gonna see where this is all gonna lead here in the last 6 episodes. But I think that is gonna wrap it up for my reaction to Orbital Movements of the Earth episode 19. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I hope you all have a good day.